Carrie. Proponents of legalization say that it will end the drug trafficking cartels, though that is doubtful considering the fact that the Mexican drug trade is worth $39 billion in revenues. Even if the USA legalized drugs, who would distribute them? Walgreens? The local supermarket? Starbucks? What company would want the liability for selling a product as harmful as cocaine or heroin?
Well, there again, even talking about as harmful as cocaine or heroin, they're not as harmful as alcohol, Judy, by any medical definition, or there's no expert you're going to say that says they're as bad as alcohol. We seem to manage very well dealing with alcohol. You can buy it in most every supermarket and convenience store. It's part of our life. I think you'll find these other drugs, whatever people choose, whether it's mushrooms, whether it's the Indians and other people have been using various kinds of drugs since humans have been around. To think you're going to make them illegal, I think is outrageous for the government to do that. If the majority of people were making these laws, we wouldn't have it this way.
Okay.
It would just be legal, and if people use it, that's their business. It's a crime without a victim. If it injures them, it's their fault.
Okay, well, I have to say something because
Sure.
This bothers me. We know that kids kill themselves with alcohol, but we also know that kids kill themselves with heroin. So when you say it's not as harmful as alcohol, I beg to differ because we do have some deaths from heroin each year. So,
Judy, you're not a scientist that studies this, and you can say it's more dangerous, but I've heard senior medical doctors in numbers of countries who would disagree with you.
I'm not saying that it's more dangerous. I'm just saying that we have to acknowledge the fact that people die from heroin overdose. So.
Well, they die from obesity, too. Are you going to arrest people for that?
I'm not arresting anyone. I just don't want you to downplay the dangers of drug use by saying that some drugs are less harmful than others. Okay? And then, JL, you want to go ahead and talk to this issue of cartels and whether that will be decreased by legalization, and then who will sell the drugs?
Yeah, well, as I stated before, baby steps. We take the marijuana out of the cartels, 75% of cash resource, and we wipe out the cartels, for no better reason of target practice. Sorry, but they're bad people. They've killed so many people. They've murdered so many families. They don't care. If you want to go on a trip to Mexico and wind up possibly missing your head, hey, that's the cartels. They need to be out of the picture. We can't go.
How are you going to do that, John? You're going to invade the country?
Yeah, with the Mexican government, with the Mexican military. They go along with it. I've already spoken to the Border Patrol. They like my plan very well. You can't sell, or no business will sell cocaine off the rack with the wake up energy shots. No one's going to sell heroin by the needle. They can get away with selling booze because most people will drink the booze, pass out, and they won't kill themselves. You inject a couple syringes full of heroin, you're dead. You snort an 8-ball of cocaine, you're dead. No company will take that responsibility and sell those products.
That's just not true. But
well, you can find a company, sure they would, but no one's going to insure that business.
Now, to make your comments about you, just because you use heroin, you're dead, that isn't true.
Okay.
I said if you were to shoot up a couple of syringes full of heroin, you're going to be dead.
Let me tell you what the doctors say, and they say that if street people could get clean heroin that isn't cut with cement, it's much less damaging to the body than alcohol.
But
okay, of course.
Let's stick to the question here. I'm going to give Don a chance. Okay, that's fine, but we also want to stick to the format. Don, we're talking about legalization, possibly decreasing cartel activity, and then where would we sell the drugs legally?
I think all the drugs should be available from any pharmacy. And when you take the huge profit motive out of it being illegal, it would be so cheap and everything that you'd stop the criminalization bit. I mean, we can manufacture cocaine or anything else we want right here in the United States. If you can grow your own marijuana in your own yard, you've killed the marijuana trade. I mean, over a period of the next 10 or 20 years, the drug use would drop. When we see the effect of the misuse. I mean, we have alcohol and the tobacco, and we know those are damaging. I've never drank alcohol. I know a lot of people who don't drink alcohol. It's available. That doesn't mean that if we decriminalize it, everybody's going to run out there and use anything.
Okay. Harry, you have 30 seconds.
Marijuana is the biggest cash crop in California, and it's illegal. Gee, what do you think it would be if it was legal? People, you don't need to buy it through a pharmacy. These are fairly benign drugs, some that you can buy from friends. They're entrepreneurs. It's free enterprise, believe me. They're getting the drugs now, and they're illegal. If you make them legal, it would just be that much easier. The only people you'd be cutting out are the gangsters and the drug cartels who are making billions of dollars by making them illegal. If you make them legal, you get rid of all that crime and violence and provide people with a high-quality product at a price they can afford.
Okay, JL?
Well, of course, Harry's right. That's what he just said. But I like the retribution and justice placed back upon the drug cartels. They kill too many people. They don't deserve to exist. And, that to me, that is worth a military venture with the Mexican government. Too much crime, too much murder, they need to be taken out of the picture. A little hardcore on that, I know, but tell that to one of the families of the people who's been beheaded or, shot up on the border, on the border towns.
And one last, Don, you have 30 seconds.
Well, if it were legal, would you take drugs?
No, I wouldn't take drugs anyway. I don't do drugs.
There are lots.
Oh.
All of a sudden legal that everybody's going to run out and do it. Many of us are concerned about our health, and we wouldn't do that. So I think decriminalization of all drugs, that should be the future of our nation to solve this problem. We don't have a drug problem, we have a crime problem.
Okay. Thank you, candidates, for participating in these debates and elevating the national discourse. I just want to remind people that drug abuse is not limited to illegal drugs. Smoking and alcohol are highly addictive and in many cases debilitating to the health, family, and relationships of everyone involved. Whether a drug is legal or not does not change the fact that people will experiment, use, and abuse drugs at their own peril and with wide-ranging consequences. We look forward to hearing more of your ideas in our next debate, which will focus on education. To learn more, register at rightindependent.org. From Los Angeles, California, this is Judy Frankel signing off. Thank you and have a wonderful day.